Hey, it's Diana Valentine from DianaValentine.com, and I'm here with Alisa Bonsignore, who's also doing a 40-day challenge. And I have a couple questions for her because even though you've seen her name in the roll call, I was really thinking that it would be nice to dedicate the next 20 days to doing as much celebrating of your 40-day challenges as of than of my 40-day challenges. So, Alisa, what is something that you feel has been like a really true accomplishment in this process for you?
Sticking with it, basically. I'm really good about saying, "Oh, I really should exercise more because it makes me feel better. I sleep better. I think better. Everything is happier when I work out." But then the day-to-day stuff can get in the way, and suddenly there's the conference call, and the kid's home sick, and you've got a lot going on in life, and then you realize, oh, another day has passed, and I still haven't done it. Well, maybe next Monday.
Right.
And this has been good for keeping me going.
Okay, is anybody out there saying maybe next Monday? Cut that out. Get on it. Give yourself the gift of a commitment that you keep to yourself. Um, so, another question I have for you is on the days when you really just are not feeling it, your son has been up all night, whatever it is that comes up, do you go through a little dialogue in your own brain about getting yourself out there on the road to do your run?
Um, I know that if I can get out the door, I'll be good. It's not a matter of not enjoying it, it's just getting out.
Mm-hmm.
And most days I do. Some days it takes longer to get there than others. But like today, I just knew that the last couple nights have been bad. So today it just wasn't going to happen. And I was going to sleep as late as he was going to let me. So, and today's going to be a day off. I don't think I'm going to do it tonight.
Yeah. And I think days off are really important. Yeah. I just had a couple of days of being like truly, deeply exhausted and fighting it like a 3-year-old fights a nap. I'm going to miss something. I'm not tired. I'm fine.
Right.
And my body started to give me like really clear signs, and I kept ignoring them. And I think it could end badly. Yes. So I'm definitely taking 2 days off per my trainer's instruction, and I think it helps that I had somebody external to me who I consider an expert giving me that advice.
Because
so
then
that
you don't feel like a slacker. You don't feel like you were just quitting for a couple of days. It's somebody in a position of authority who's given you permission to take the break that you need.
Well, and not only permission, as like said, no, you have to stop or something bad is going to happen. So that helps too. So it's interesting how we can go from like not doing anything to like overworking,
right?
And how delicate the balance is of continuing to get something done, but something that's sustainable. So, do you feel like this 40-day process for you, is it encapsulated in the 40 days, or is your aspiration for this 40 days to have it affect longer period of your life?
I'm hoping that it'll keep me going beyond that, but it's entirely possible that after the 40 days, there'll be 7, 10 days where I don't do anything, and I'm going to have to kick off another 40 days. I mean, that might just be what I need at this point to keep going, because, especially with working from home, it's very easy to let the rest of life get in the way. My schedule is flexible, but sometimes it can be a little too flexible. And the more I can regiment, the more I get done. The more free time that I have, the more I can say, well, I've got 2 more hours. I don't have to do that quite yet. Right. I still can screw around on Twitter for a little while, and then all of a sudden the 2 hours are up, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. Oh my God, I have that conference call. I have to go.
Right. So is it the more that
the more
you
structure
do,
I
the
have,
more you can do?
Yeah, I think for me, the more structure I create for myself, the more I can accomplish, because I make room for it.
Ah, interesting.
But, the natural procrastinator in me can really push the limits when there's a very flexible day.
The natural procrastinator. Okay, so I'd like to think about it as we are actually naturally functional, we're naturally efficient, and that we just need to put systems in place, like you're saying, and put the practice in place for our natural abilities to come out. So one example of this for me, and I'm curious about an example for you too, is that I'm naturally competitive, and I'm also, from childhood, I had the training to be athletic. So things are coming back to me very quickly. I understand the forms of the exercises that I'm doing so that I'm not learning something entirely new. So there is a kind of already built-in set of strengths that I'm tapping into that I kind of forgot about.
Right.
So what do you feel like that's for you?
I was involved in sports as a kid. I wasn't, you wouldn't have called me the athletic kid. I was the kid who played sports, but I wasn't very competitive at it. And I sort of, I did it because it was what everybody did. Everybody played softball, everybody played basketball. That was fine, that worked. But I wasn't really into it. And, we won, we lost. Okay, whatever. But I've always been very self-competitive. So, I wouldn't necessarily do well. I've run a couple of half marathons in the past. I don't care where I finish in the pack. I just care where I finish relative to the time that I think that I should be finishing.
Interesting. Okay, so your competition is within you.
It's always within me.
Okay.
It doesn't really, I don't care how many people pass me. If there's 1,000 people ahead of me, it doesn't matter as long as I am, a tenth of a second faster than what I had told myself that I was going to do.
Right. Wow, I so care. But I'm not there yet, but I will be soon. I think you guys are going to be watching me compete at some point soon because I feel the fire. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's a combination of just actually doing something for myself is so novel, and I'm so kind of puffed up on self-pride or something like that that I think it's almost like overwhelming me, and I think that once I sort of plateau and I get into a place where this is just normal,
right? It's
just normal to be pushing myself physically, that it's going to spill over into intellectual things. It's going to spill over into creating new workshops or writing pieces. So I'm really looking forward to that. I feel like I'm in sort of a learning curve in a way, a practice curve or something like that.
Right.
So. Is there anything else that you might want to share? I know that we talked about a couple of other things. What are some things you might want to tell people out there? You can even tell it to the camera. People who are really considering doing a challenge or who are having the same challenges you have with the next Monday challenge. Maybe it's going to happen next Monday. What would you say to someone out there?
Well, if you can't tackle 40 days, if that seems like something that's going to kill you if you have to take that on, start small. Do 7 days, do 10 days, do 2 weeks. Do okay if I can get through today doing whatever it is. I mean, you mentioned that someone who's quitting smoking. Maybe your goal is 24 hours. Maybe you only need to make it through the next 24 hours, but it's a goal that you set for yourself. And for me, it really works to have constraints to work within.
Right. Oh, I think that's a good point. So constraints to work within, and also this aspect that you and I are both doing of going public. Mm-hmm. For me, I had to go public.
Right.
Because I wouldn't do it if I didn't have external accountability. Right. So the same reason.
Same thing for me, because, I can say that, I'm going to run or I'm going to do Pilates or I'm going to do whatever it is today. But it's just so easy to put that off until next Monday, but with the internet holding me accountable, and it's entirely possible that there's only 2 people who are paying any attention. I really only know of 2 people. I know of you and I know of somebody else.
Okay, so if anybody hasn't seen Alisa's post, I want you to go look and give her a comment, okay? Let her know that there are more than 2 people watching.
I have gotten
her links are below.
People, but it was mostly just to be more aware of myself and my body and how I'm treating myself and, the effect that it has on me, on my mind, on my sleep, on my, my general well-being.
Okay, I like it. All right, so what's one word of encouragement you want to share with our audience?
Just I hate to sound all Nike, but, just do it. You can talk about it all you want, but until you actually sit down and make a plan and do it, it's just all talk. And, you can do it. You can set a goal. It doesn't have to be a big goal, but, set a goal and give it a shot and see what happens. You might want to do another one.
Give it a shot. Okay, it's Dyana Valentine from DyanaValentine.com with the very gracious and generous Alisa Bonsignore from
ClarifyingComplexIdeas.com.
ClarifyingComplexIdeas.com. Her link is also below. Check her out. Check out her 40-day challenge. And I'm curious what you're doing for you today.